Director, my name is Darryl. I'd like to thank you for coming today, number one. Number two, I'd like to compliment you on the work you're doing on the PEC2 side on the water. I'd like to ask you to focus some attention on the air side. People here know me as the guy that's leading the charge to save Chalk Mountain. As you are aware, there was a permit applied for back in August of last year to put a rock crusher out of Chalk Mountain. Through your office and the office of Representative Miller, we've had 3 meetings here with the PECQ. They need some desperate help. We've been told such things as the way that you check for fugitive emissions from the rock crushers that hang Scotch tape on barbed wire.
I just learned that.
We've learned that the way that you measure calculated emissions is you have to first know the weight of an empty front-end loader. And the way that you check to see if you're meeting federal guidelines for opacity from a rock crusher is by eyesight. Now, the budget for the TECQ is about $500 million a year. The Air Permit Division is about $109 million. They have in this budget $1 million for technology. And that's to put in a database so they can keep track of their rules and regulations. Now, it seems to me that we ought to be spending a little bit more on air quality monitors, opacity meters, and not relying on someone's eyesight. Now, so I would like to ask you if you'll do some work in the air side that you've done on the water side and help the TEC get along. The second thing I'd like to ask you, how many people are here for Chalk Mountain today, just so that you get an idea? What I'd like to ask you is I'd like to ask you to write a letter to the TECQ asking for the permit to be denied. Representative Miller did so last year. I've got a copy of his letter here that I'll give to Becky so you can see what he wrote. The commissioners here all voted last year in the resolution to keep Chalk Mountain pristine. We're not against rock crushers per se. We just think that's the wrong location for a rock crusher. Gateway to our community. This is a tourist county in community, and we'd like to keep Chalk Mountain pristine. So I'm asking for your support.
I appreciate you bringing that issue. There's no doubt that's the single biggest issue that my office has heard about from this county. And I understand what y'all are working on. Now, I'm apparently still in the learning curve. I did not realize that we were not using technology for this particular type of project. We take our air quality monitoring very seriously. I do at the state level. When I started with my current job as the chairman of that committee, Governor Dewhurst also put me on the finance committee, and Chairman Ogden gave me the authority or the responsibility to write the budget for the natural resource agencies, which includes TCQ. So I write their budget. And I do, two sessions ago, we juiced the air quality monitoring. Now we tripled it. And since that time, our monitoring, and I love that issue. I love air quality, because we do use electronic monitors for ozone and things like that. And it's a scientific process, and the monitors don't lie. They tell us if what we're doing is working or is not working. They tell us if the air is dirty or not dirty. And because of that, once we get those monitors in place, there's no argument about whether or not we have a problem. And we need to be doing that here. I did not know that we were still in the Stone Ages with regard to particulate at rock crushing facilities. We certainly can do something about that, and it's important that we do something about that. Yeah, we can. Matter of fact, I hope we don't have to wait till next session. I'll call them today and see if we can't do something about using our best and brightest technologies to make our argument that perhaps this is not a good idea. And in the meantime, sometimes those monitors take a while to work, and they have you know, I think it'd be prudent maybe that we waited and see if whether or not we have a problem or not before we issue a permit. The problem is, we have a process that's in law on how to, on what the TCEQ can look for those permits, and certainly air quality is one of them. But we need to, obviously, we need to update how we measure those emissions from, or eruptions from the plant. But other than that, if the applicant is doing it according to the book, then the TCQ has to do the permit. I used to, when I was a House member, represented Limestone County. As I was talking to the mayor earlier today, Limestone County is a place where, guess what, they have limestone. And they quarry limestone there a lot. And the residents there had the same types of concerns, not exactly the same, but the same types of concerns that y'all have. And they were concerned about the dust in the air, the noise, and so on and so forth. And what we could do there was, you know, once those folks decided they were going to do their rock crusher, we said, well, you at least have to be good neighbors. If you're going to do this, you have to be a good neighbor. You need to put up berms so people can't see it, and shrubs on top of that so they can't hear it. You need to have offsets so we don't have to listen to it. There are things that can be done. Whether or not that works at Chalk Mountain, I don't know. I do know that we do have a, like you said, the gateway to a community that we don't want an eyesore there. This is, you know, the beauty of this community is it's beautiful. It just happens to be a charming little spot of Texas, and there's really no reason to mess that up. I'm with you on that, and I will do everything I can to help you.